Hello everyone, March is Women's History Month, and luck be a lady, countless women have made their mark right here in Clark County. Commissioner Marilyn Kirkpatrick, who was the second woman in Nevada history to serve as a Speaker of the Nevada Assembly, and one of the only women in the United States to serve as a Speaker of a legislative chamber. Not to mention, the only woman currently serving on the Clark County Commission. Commissioner, you've never forgotten where you came from, but how do you manage the fact that at times you're the only woman at the table?
Oh, you just got to lean into the conversation and make sure that you wear your passion on your sleeve and that you come educated. And so that's what I do.
I should note that my first day on the job, I met your executive assistant, Gina Strotter. I was fascinated by the decorations in your office, and Gina seemed to know the stories behind every photo, every design, every inspirational quote. And you know what she told me? I knew the commissioner when she was just Marilyn. So who is Marilyn?
Nope, that's right. Gina and I go way back and wouldn't be here without her. So really, I used to work in food industry. So Gina was one of my clients. So she was very meticulous and detailed. And so that's what I knew I needed to keep me on track because I have a lot of ideas and she's a workaholic like I am. And so we just like to be out in the community, and that's really what we strive to do every day.
How do you empower not only women on your staff, but the women that you meet in the trenches, in the community, because we know you love to pound the pavement. How do you empower women throughout Clark County?
Really by education. So we educate them on all the issues that are at hand. So we're very excited. We're hosting a Young Women's Conference at the end of the month, 400 of them, and we're going to bring a lot of things to the table so that they know that they have opportunity and they just have to really grab it and go with it.
Looking back at your storied career, and your life experiences that led you to this point, who are some of the women who really helped shape who you are and what you believe in, what you fight for on a daily basis?
Well, I will tell you most importantly, number one is Miss Camille Burnell. She was one of the ladies at Child Haven, and so she really told me to dry those eyes and get it together and keep going, and so she is number one in my book. Chris G, when I went to the legislature, she pushed me to work hard, to understand the front of the statute, the back of the statute. Then I'm super fortunate to have people like Gina in my life. But I don't want to forget, my husband is a huge supporter of anything and everything that I do, and takes a strong family net in order to kind of allow me to move forward.
Now listen, rewinding here a bit. When you first ran, I'm told there was a flyer that went up against you, and I'm quoting here. What do you know? You're a wife, you're a mom, you're a businesswoman. How can you run our state? What was your response then, and how has that evolved throughout the years?
So really, I was a mad mom at that point because I wanted to show them that I balance my budgets, that I make sure that kids have food, they have opportunity. And so I pushed back and said, I know a lot more than you think I know. And so now I don't let people tell me otherwise. And so I will say that was a hard flyer to swallow. But knowing that we have 5 daughters, every one of them got behind me and they said, we're so much more than that, and we're going to show them. And we did. And we won by a lot.
Well, I was going to ask where your strength comes from. You mentioned your 5 daughters. I would imagine that is the rallying victory cry in the mornings.
Oh, for sure. Some days are good, some days are bad, but a lot of personalities, a lot of passion, and really we just fight to make sure that other women have the same opportunities that they've had.
And have you ever felt, thinking about that, you say some mornings, the dichotomy of it, right? Have you ever felt like you can't juggle one more thing? Like if one more thing is in the mix, Commissioner, what do you do in those instances? How do you balance it all?
Well, family comes first, and it has to, because you got to have a strong infrastructure at home in order to navigate all the other waters. So family always comes first, and we like to have fun, so they know that there are certain work times, and I'm very good at blocking out between 5:30 and 8 is my family's time regardless, and that's a top priority, and that's what keeps me going, and that's why I get up every morning.
What advice do you have to those women who are looking to follow in your footstep, and not necessarily just women, people that look up to you far and wide? What advice do you have to them?
Here's what I tell them. We have a great state. Fight for what you love, fight for what you believe in, and don't ever hesitate to muddy the waters a little bit, to make people stop and think. And so I tell them, reach outside of your comfort zone. Education was my top priority, which it still is today, but I learned commerce, I learned energy, and all those other things because I was willing to take a seat at the table.
And with that said, you spearheaded one heck of a recognition at the Board of County Commission meeting, and each commissioner worked to highlight some of Clark County's best. And the three women that you presented this honor to, you presented them with a bracelet. What's the meaning behind that?
So really for women, we get a lot of plaques, and plaques collect us, but with a bracelet, what I know is some days you just need that extra push to get up and go and to get back at the table. And so on the inside of the bracelet, there's an inspirational quote that people can wear just to know that their heart is still there, and they can move mountains if they really work together.
Commissioner, you are real, raw, refreshing. I love it, and thank you for all that you do, not only for women here in Clark County, but globally.
Thank you.
Thank you. Together, we have work to do, meaningful work. And to those women who have paved the way for all of us, Clark County thanks you. Until next time, I'm Molly Sullivan.